Hi folks, so today's video is a little bit different. Already on the channel I've fitted a couple of showers over the years in the main house. Now we're putting in a little shower room, bathroom down in the garage conversion, but rather than just get on and do it myself, I thought I'd bring Jo in and guide her along to do it herself. So stick around and we'll see how we get on. Right, we've gone for a simple Myra bar mixer shower, so nice and simple to fit as well. We put two in the house already. One was a simple mixer and one was a all singing, all dancing digital version. But this one should be as simple as the bathroom was, so 150 sensors. So let's get on and do it. Okay, first up we need a tub for the water that might spray out at you. You feeling optimistic? It's just gonna be that much. Okay, so
this is for comedy, Caddy.
In you go. So what you're going to do is, these are just simple socks. You're going to squeeze that bit of collar there and pull it off. But what I might do, just because it'd be a disaster if it pulled out the fitting in there, which it shouldn't do, but I'm just going to hold on to that with some grips. There you go. Ooh. Get ready to push it back on if it was a...
Get ready to push it back on.
Right, things we're going to need to start with: pipe cutter, just because we need to shorten the amount that's sticking out the wall. So you need that. Try not to get any water in here because we're going to silicone seal that. I made up a spacer when I installed these, but we will check with their one. So they actually include these now, which is a little guide which holds your pipes at 150mm sensors, and you can leave that in and I guess you tile straight over that. I did the same, but I used a little plywood jig that I made up because we didn't already have the shower. 25mm protruding out, which is what we need to fit the compression fitting onto. We've got a bit of give anyway, but we want to have at least 25mm sticking off the wall. So the way that this works is you just twist around the pipe and it cuts the pipe, and there's an arrow on it, but you're always twisting that way. And the cut line is that line there. So if I just hold that. So that's 25. Yeah. That one's 25 once it's in, okay? Yeah. So now you want to clean those up because we want to be sealing to that, so make sure there's no bits of plaster or tile adhesive on there. Then in here, we just need to make sure there's nothing loose. Right, next thing with this one, with these you end up with a separate, you've got one of these each. They go on, and then we need to put a fixing through. Now behind here I've got a timber plate, but we need to mark up this hole, pop that over them, just to make sure you're still at 150, does that make sense? So you can have them coming up at 45. You just put a little bit of tape, roughly where you're going to be drilling. And then if the drill bit slips, okay. So we just want to gun it in and just fill that void. We're going to have another seal anyway.
Is it really hard watching somebody else do that?
Yeah. Go to your point, and then just give it a little, and it will just make a tiniest dent. So not too much, not crap. Okay, so you're definitely on your mark there?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, now you just need to drill nice and slow to start with.
Okay. Do you not want me to do it by myself?
I just think you might be moving a bit.
Yeah, well. Am I trying to go all the way through?
Yeah. That's fine, you've hit wood now, so that's perfect. Okay, so if you do the same on the other side. Okay, so put a tiny bit of silicone behind this brass, if that's alright. Check we're somewhere close.
Yeah. Bang on.
Yeah, bang on, like that. Good. Okay, slide one of those on each. And that can screw in. Some might be putting PTFE on at this time, but... So the next job is we've got to hope that the copper pipe doesn't twist. We want to get a spanner on here. You can see there's a flat section on this threaded bit. Yeah. Spanner on there, and you're going to basically tighten them together. And that'll compress that olive onto the pipe. You kind of want to go into it. Good. It's like the dance with the spanners. Yeah, ideally you want them on a really flat surface, but that's why I tried to make sure that everything was on the flat, all the fixing part of it. So the better you can tighten it, I mean they need to be hand tight, but you tighten those, they'll kind of seal against the wall. But we've got the silicone behind anyway.
Yeah.
Alright. Now onto shiny bits. So hot is left, cold is right. So you're good there. So hopefully we're at the right centres. That collar should twist. If I give you some highly professional toilet roll, you want to get the toilet roll between the spanner and the chrome so it doesn't scratch, and just give them a little tweak. Yeah, you're fine. Temperature handle, and the temperature's going on the left. No, it's not.
Right.
Right.
It says temperature.
Ah, what a giveaway. Hang on, let me.
This is
you have to put it on. Hang on. You have to put it on at a certain point. It was on the box. Where's the box? Hold the button in, align with the button with the temperature mark.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
I've had a click, and that one. Just align the line with the off.
Yeah.
Personal preference, we could put it, because it's such a tiny shower, put it across there. You can do that. Put showers there.
Yeah.
That's above 6 foot then. You can line it up on the middle of the bottom grout line. And then just make sure it's vertical, and it should be the middle up there if I did my tiling right. With the hole, there's a little screw that goes into here. Point that up and we'll screw it in from the top. So that's going to go on there. Get your bling. Yeah. Oh, hang on. So that feels solid, that bar. In case the kids are hanging off it. How's the timer going?
We are well, we did have to stop for our 2-minute clap.
Yes. So what are we on?
So we're on 2 minutes past 9.
Right, I've turned on the cold. We can't turn on the hot because the little one's still asleep in her room. So, well, for one, we've got no leaks, which is a good thing.
I don't know what you do.
It'll have to be on full cold, won't it?
Woohoo! And that's how you do a shower.
Now, how long did it take?
Clean it.
Hour and 10?
Yeah, just over. Maybe.
I guessed an hour. That was a good challenge. Well, there we go. We've got the shower in. We can't turn on the hot water until the morning because the airing cupboard where the cylinder is in the corner of one of the kids' bedrooms. But cold water, everything was working fine, and the little bit of silicone we put where the backing plates go onto the wall and where the screw fixings are, just a tiny sort of blob of silicone there and round, so that'll be cured by tomorrow as well. Now they're not the hardest things to install, providing you've got your pipes coming through at the correct centres, which I can link to that video. Brought those through and I've got some blocking either side, so I knew exactly where, and that's where taking photos or video of your work as you do it really comes into its own, because you can reference back. And then if you were going into a masonry wall, then you would use those plugs that we had there. In this case, we've got the tile, then we've got that foam tile backer board, which is 12mm, and then the stud work. So that's why, those screws were just about long enough to get through all the way to the studs and pull it in tight. Otherwise, you might need to swap out for some, if you had a thicker tile backer for some reason, you might need to use longer screws. But anyway, everything's all anchored in nicely, pretty solid bit of kit. It's a very simple bar mixer, and there's really quite extravagant, fancy versions. And like I said, we put that digital one in up on the ensuite, and that's a whole different install altogether, because the mixer is electric valves and it's hidden away in the ceiling, so literally all you have on the wall is just a shower head, and then outside you've got a little button you click and it just gets the temperature and mixes it all and blends it all down. When I did my tile layout, I made sure that the where the pipes came through was on the flat section of these metro tiles, avoiding the bevel. Our centre line runs up the grout line, and for that reason this bracket here hits the grout line and the top one is in the centre. That was just an aesthetics decision. This one, both of them are nicely sealed with silicone anyway. It is what it is. You could try and plan your layout as best you could beforehand, but you can't guess everything. The other thing is there's a ring sort of bracket which retains this on here, which is especially important if you've got distances between the shower and a bath or a sink where you can't, you don't want the shower head to be in there and risk of sucking it back up and all that sort of stuff. So for that reason, it didn't really matter as much, and because this is a downstairs shower, I'm hoping that by not having that on there, we've got the ability to wash the dog or the kids or wetsuits or whatever, whereas it can be quite restricting when you've got that bit on there, but we can always add it if we need to. I wouldn't want to go any smaller than this. It's an 800 by 800, but it's quadrants. And another reason why we didn't go for a dual head or anything bigger, because it would just be wasted, and especially if you're using one of the rain heads that comes off the wall, it would be very close to this edge. So basically a small shower enclosure, simple shower is what I'd suggest. Small room, but just endless amounts going on in here, so there's a few more videos to come out shortly. All these cabinets I've just finished making. It was a labour of love, that one. Not the most enjoyable task, but that's done. All the vanity is almost there, so I've just got to sort the basin, plumbing, and tile the back of this. We took about an hour doing this. Really, once it's like most DIY jobs, once you've done it once, you could halve it. The next time, if Joe did one tomorrow, then I guess it would probably not take quite as long as it did this evening. If I can think of any of the tools that we use, things like the pipe cutter, basic plumbing tools that might come in handy, then I will stick them down in the description, as I will to the link to this shower. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. So we stuck with basically the same shower. In actual fact, we've replicated much of the main house bathroom in here. Same colour walls, same tiles. We just it's a little bit easier than rethinking and try and reinvent the wheel each time you do a room. Anyway, all being well, there won't be any leaks when we stick the hot water on tomorrow, and we can tick this one off the list. A thumbs up for Joe for a late night graft getting this done. But thank you for watching. Remember, if you can, do it yourself or get your wife to do it, and we'll see you next time. Here are a couple more videos that are related to today's episode, and a huge thank you to all of our patrons, especially those who have signed up in the last week or two. Welcome, and thank you for supporting the channel. All info and links down in the description.